Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another NFL news video. We're going to be going over some very surprising news about Antonio Brown. I can't believe he's in trouble again. We got some minicamp notes. We got the Bengals potentially losing their first round pick from this year. And a couple of more things as always. So, before we hop into it, don't forget to use code Wyatt'sWorld on G Fuel, Waggle, or Prize Picks. By using my codes on G Fuel or Waggle, you'll save a discount on any of their products. And by using it at sign up on Prize Picks, you're guaranteeing yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. But please remember to always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Okay, so first piece of news we have here is Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder after the incident at a boxing event. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that's like this, but I didn't even know there was an incident at a boxing event. I don't even know when that was. But according to this article, it was last month where Antonio Brown reportedly, well, not reportedly, there's damn videos of it, showed him appearing to fight in a parking lot as a crowd moved toward an alley. Then a gunshot appeared to ring out, sending spectators running in the opposite direction. Brown was spotted in handcuffs being led to the back of a cruiser. The event was hosted by popular streamer making a little bit more sense now, but anyway, hosted by popular streamer Aiden Ross, and it was a 10-match card sponsored by Steak, Kick, and Brand Risk Promotions. What he turned into, man, it's just absolutely disgusting. Literally could have been the greatest receiver of all time. Here's an interesting piece about the Bengals. Their unsigned first-round draft pick, Shamar Stewart, has now left mandatory minicamp. Stewart had been attending team activities, but without a signed contract, and with the Bengals asking for certain clauses, no longer. So I read into this, and a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, he just wants money. It's about money. It's actually not. It's because the Bengals are asking him to learn a second language that they didn't ask the previous 2 first-round picks, and he doesn't want to have to do it, which I don't know why that's even in the clause to begin with. Now, if the Bengals actually choose to, hold their ground and he holds his ground, the reason this is so damn interesting is because he can re-enter the draft next year, and then any team can draft him besides the Bengals. I don't know what the hell their front office is trying to accomplish, but this is the last team that can afford to be pulling shit like this. Next thing we got is about Texans safety Jimmie Ward being arrested in Montgomery County. This is just, everything has been very negative today. But anyway, the brief is, he was arrested Thursday morning in Magnolia. His fiancée alleged that he assaulted, strangled, and threatened her. He was booked in the Montgomery County jail and bonded out the same day. Brother, here's a phenomenal signing by the Broncos that I think was swept under the rug, but they have signed JK Dobbins. Just another 1-year, $5 million deal. But honestly, I think that is an absolute steal. He is such a productive runner. Now they're gonna have him and RJ Harvey. I mean, that seems like a pretty good 1-2 punch combo. Sure as shit, a hell of a lot better than Adric fucking Estime and Jaleel McLaughlin. Jaleel McLaughlin actually ain't bad, but Estime, I don't think he's very good. Here's an incredible piece of news I woke up to reading about my friend Brevin Spanford, who happens to play on the Dallas Cowboys, also was a U of M gopher. Went to Tech High School. Should've went to Sauk Rapids, you bastard. Anyway, he is a major surprise during the Dallas minicamp, and he is only a major surprise to people who don't know ball. In minicamp, my boy is turning heads, even seeing some runs with the first team offense, and also the head coach gave high praise to him, saying he had an incredible offseason. Brother is 6'7", 270 pounds. And he is about to become Dak Prescott's go-to red zone monster. Here's kind of an encouraging piece of news on the James Cook situation. He has been attending Buffalo mandatory minicamp, and when they asked him, during his holdout why he has been attending instead of holding out, he said, I like my money. I do. I definitely do. So that's why I'm here. I think kind of hinting at 2 things. 1, he ain't gonna get fined. He's not gonna pay that bullshit. And 2, maybe this will help, the team see, okay, he's a player. He's gonna come, he's gonna play, he's showing up to work. Maybe we can chip him a little extra money, but we still aren't paying you $15 million. This is good. It says Raiders head coach Pete Carroll said the approach with Ashton Jeanty is I'm not relying on one guy. You know who else said that bullshit last year? John Harbaugh. We didn't bring Derrick Henry here to feed him the ball. You gave him the 3rd most carries he's ever had in his career. And I'm not saying they were wrong for giving him that many carries. I'm happy they did, but it's just the same thing for the Raiders. If Ashton Jeanty is just going off, you're not gonna not give him the fucking ball, Pete. Don't give me that bullshit. Next piece of news we got is, ironically, Nick Chubb became a Houston Texan literally like an hour after I posted the video talking about them potentially signing him. I had someone ask me for what my thoughts are on his stats. It kind of fluctuates the more I think about it, but I think he's gonna be like a David Montgomery style role there. I think they're really gonna want to keep him healthy, and you know, the better he plays and stronger he looks, the more he'll get touches, but I don't think he'll hit 1,000 yards. I think he'll be probably around 650 to 800, and he'll have probably 6 to 8 touchdowns. And don't get me wrong, if he ends up throwing up, you know, 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, and fucking dog walks Joe Mixon right out of the stadium into the dumpster, like, I will be more than thankful to get to see Nick Chubb in peak form again. But I just don't think it's likely anymore. He has had some bad shit happen to him. Here's a super quick glance at Aaron Judge, who might be putting up the best MLB season in MLB history for a singular player. This picture was taken a couple days ago, but the stats are pretty much the same. He's batting 400 nearly, with 24 bombs, 58 RBI, and the leading OPS in the league. The season's almost halfway done. What is this? Are you on roids? Are you a robot? Like, there's gotta be an explanation. Here's a list of minicamp notes out of yesterday. These are on ESPN. I'm just going to glance at the teams I actually give two shits about. Coming out of the Chargers here, Rashawn Slater says he's not concerned about a contract extension, but is also not committing to playing if a deal isn't done by the start of the season. I don't know what the fuck that means, if I'm being honest. Rookie receiver Dante Thornton for the Raiders is making great impressions during camp. Hassan Reddick said on Wednesday he's not taking part in the OTAs for Tampa Bay, but instead is training on his own and is getting everything buttoned up. 49ers report that Christian McCaffrey is feeling as good as he has in some time, participating in every phase of organized team activities and mandatory minicamps. Bradley Chubb is apparently looking fantastic. JJ McCarthy experienced the usual ups and downs for a first-team starting quarterback during Vikings offseason programs, but one thing he did not encounter was discomfort in his right knee. It feels stronger than ever, he claims. I don't know about that shit. They always say that, but at least he ain't in pain. Apparently, when the Panthers weren't studying film or practicing, they were watching the NBA playoffs. Dave Canales went so far as to put together highlight reels of the Pacers and Thunders as examples of what it takes to win. Okay. Sounds like when you get to watch a movie in school. For the Colts, A.D. Mitchell had the most impressive performance this week. Cam Ward is throwing interceptions. Jaguars are still figuring out how much time Travis Hunter is going to spend on each side of the ball. And apparently for the Patriots, number 4 overall pick Will Campbell is capping off the spring as the top left tackle. Now I'm just going to be reacting to a tweet I put out a few days ago called Take 5. I posted 5 questions saying who will be the first head coach fired? What team will have the biggest jump? Who leads the league in reception, touchdowns? What division will have the most wins? And what NFL player are you choosing to help you eat 100 chicken McNuggets in one sitting? Damn, DK Owns You says Kyle Shanahan's going to get the boot first. Says the Seahawks are going to have the biggest jump. Mike Evans leads in touchdown receptions? Okay. What division has the most wins? The NFC East? No. Not a player, but guy apparently could eat him by himself. Poking at a fan account, I'm guessing. Jordan says Gannon's the first to get fired. Says the Patriots will have the biggest jump. I think I can agree there. Puka will lead in reception touchdowns. That's a good pick. That's a good one. NFC North will have the most wins. I agree. And Dexter Lawrence with the 100 McNuggets. He can do some damage, my boy. I like it. Samurai Plays says Kellen Moore will be the first head coach fired. He's gonna have to be really damn bad if he's the first one gone. Says the Falcons or Panthers have the biggest jump. Okay. Brian Thomas Jr., hot take for the reception touchdowns. I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's a good take. NFC North for the most wins as a division, and Chris Lindstrom to eat the chicken nuggies. Interesting answers from Jake Flowers here. Says Shane Steichen will be the first to get fired. New England will have the biggest jump. Nico Collins will lead the league in reception touchdowns. The AFC West will have the most wins. And the undrafted free agents the Bucks got apparently is the chicken nugget guy. Alex Smith says Zach Taylor. The Patriots. I'm glad I'm not the only one high on the Patriots. Drake London for reception touchdowns, the NFC or AFC East, and Desmond Watson for the Nuggies. Okay, it's starting to make sense. I just looked him up. That is the guy that a lot of people are saying, and that's also the undrafted free agent from the fucking Bucks. I might have to agree on that one, boys. He's a big man. And last one from Paulie says Brian Callahan, the 49ers with the biggest jump. Jefferson's gonna lead touchdowns, the NFC North with the most wins, and Leonard Fournette with the chicken nugget. You're not gonna have to worry about eating one of those, my brother. And that is also going to do it for today's video, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and had fun watching this. Please show support if you guys did like it. And I hope everybody has a fantastic and safe weekend. I'm going to try and get a video out. I know I said that last weekend and failed, and I might this weekend too, but I'm going to try. Anyway, as always, take care, you guys, and I'll see you in the next upload.